Hey everybody, welcome to Niagara Wine Videos. I'm Brad and I bring the story behind Niagara's finest wines. And today I've got a great wine for you. This is from SOUTHBROOK Winery and it's their Whimsy label, and it's their 2010 Cabernet Franc. Now the Whimsy label is kind of like their main label, their upper echelon flagship, whatever you want to call it. They have a poetic series with poems and art on them, but I'd say this is their top label that most people recognize. When you think of SOUTHBROOK, their winemaker, Anne Sperling, just an incredible winemaker. She's got her own label, I believe, out in BC, and she also makes wine for SOUTHBROOK. And I honestly think that she's probably, there's a handful of them that I think are the best winemakers that we have here in Canada. She's definitely on the list. Definitely the best female winemaker in Canada that I know of anyway. She's absolutely incredible. I got a chance to talk with her at the I4C in 2014, so look at that video. And Sperling, she sort of explains the whole organic, biodynamic way of farming your vineyards. So all the wines here at SOUTHBROOK are organic and biodynamic. Now we know what organic means. That means no spraying chemicals, basically, right? Chemicals that kill fungicides, or insects, stuff like that, right? So no spraying of chemicals. So what is biodynamic? Biodynamic means that basically they're looking at the farm as a whole instead of just saying, okay, well, here's the vineyard, that's going to be organic, and the rest over here we don't care about. Biodynamic says we're going to look at our whole farm as a whole, and we're going to treat all the insects that live here as residents of the farm. So we're not going to kill them, we're just going to divert them. So they'll spray like a some kind of mating scent out in the woods. So they'll take the bugs that usually are killing the vines, and they'll spray this scent, and the bugs will just want to go over here. So they still live there, we didn't kill them. That's sort of biodynamic in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it, and it involves like the sun patterns, the moon, and astrology, and all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't really know, like the different moons and all that kind of stuff. You could read about it for a long time and still be confused, but I think there is some parts to biodynamic that really do make sense, and probably some other parts that are just kind of hippie, dreamy stuff. Anyway, so we're going to taste this wine. I've had this before. I don't remember the 2010. This is going to be a fun tasting. It's a live tasting, so we're going to do a pop and pour, and then we're going to come back and taste it after a short decant. So just hang in there. We're going to pop and pour this sucker. Okay, so right away on the nose, very nice, smoky. It actually looks a bit light on the light side, for a Cabernet Franc of 2010 with this really hot vintage. But the nose is smoky vanilla cherries, I'd say. Not a lot actually on the nose. Usually Cab Franc gives you lots of, tobacco, cedar, that kind of stuff. Very dry, very structured. Nice wine, but let's come back and taste it after an hour. Okay, so we're back. I've had the wine in my glass for about 40 minutes now, and I've smelt it and tasted it again. And yes, some other flavors do come out. Secondary flavors of like earthy flavors. I'm talking like mud, It gets wet, and if you smelt the mud, that's sort of what this smells like. Mixed in with really nice cherry notes. A little bit of cedar in there, so you walked into a sauna. You definitely get that cedar right here. That's why I put it there. Love the smell of cedar. little bit of ash, so you know, it can put a fire. It's like you pour water on the fire. That's more maybe not wet mud, maybe wet ash, like wet fire, like logs afterwards. You know, a campfire. So it's a nice nose. But what it's missing for me in all Cab Francs, what I like is you get some of those herbaceous notes, herbs, a green bell pepper sometimes. You also get tobacco notes. This has got none of that. So to me, it's a very clean Cab Franc. So if you hate that greenness, then you would like this. But there's one thing that this Cab Franc is missing, in my opinion. Okay, it's missing the body, the tannins. I mean, it's so light. It's almost like a Pinot Noir light. So 2010 big ripe vintage. It's just too light for me. So this wine here, I think it's like $40 a bottle at the winery. I think to be that expensive, that's Stewie the cat. He agrees with me. It needs to be less money. This needs to be $25 a bottle. You know, not 40 or 35 or whatever they're charging. So great wine. Just you know, without those big tannins, people, you know, if they paid that much, would probably be disappointed. The body's nice, but it's light to medium bodied, not medium to full or full. So it's not even medium, it's light. But it's got some nice quality tannins in there. Very silky. It's a suave type wine. If this was Pinot Noir, I'd say, oh great, but it's not. It's Cab Franc, so it needs more oomph to it. Other than that, very nice wine, but I think it's just too expensive. So bring the price down or make a bigger wine. That's my recommendation. Not that you give up, but that's how I see it. Okay, so now it's about 5 hours afterwards, and man, wine's a funny thing. And even I have to learn this because I always rush things in life, like everybody. And sometimes wine, just like relationships, they need a lot of time before they come into their own, okay? Before they become appreciated. This wine, wow, just like trickery. So now it's gotten really, really, really soft and beautiful, like cocoa, chocolate, cherry notes. Still get that vanilla cedar and that ash campfire smell, but it's really mellowed out a bit, and actually the body has become more voluptuous, you know, and succulent. So a little more body as it opens up. More weight. So I was a little bit hard on it before. After 5 hours, it's actually a nice wine. So yeah, I'd give it, you know, I'd give it 90 points. Still think it's probably overpriced. $25 would be a fair price for this wine, and I'd be happy. So there you go. Decant your wines, let them sit for a long time. They get a lot better. That's it.